Nigeria is Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Nobody they drag am with them. Guess what? Guess what? Dangote. If you never see this one, then I go like and make you see am. Dangote just made history. Nigeria just made history. The greatest black man in the world just made history. The greatest African that has ever lived just made history. The greatest country in Africa, Nigeria, has done it again, mightily, wonderfully, in a very, very big, grandiose manner. Because, guess what? Dangote just became the first African ever to hit $30 billion. $30 billion, the first ever African. How far? Who they check out? How far now? How far? Who they check out? Tell me how far. Yeah, some countries will be like, Dangote. Easy. Easy. We don't go celebrate. The whole of Nigeria should be celebrating Dangote. I'm telling you, Nigerians should celebrate this man, Dangote. See, the man is a pillar of respect for Nigeria, for black people, for Africa. Dangote. Just imagine, I remember sometimes during the year, when this South African man, I think he's Rupert or whatever they call him, the South African billionaire, who owns billions of dollars, but the money comes from what? The money comes from apartheid. He's an apartheid billionaire because they are the white people who, control the economy, who said the black South Africans cannot own land, cannot have anything. That South African billionaire, there was a time where he actually overtook Dangote as the richest man in Africa for some few hours. And we could not rest on the internet. We were receiving calls from all over the place. South Africans were sending us messages. They were like, oh, so Dangote is no longer the richest man in Africa. People were jubilating. Africans were jubilating that a white man is now the richest person in Africa. You see? You see the mindset of Africans? You see why I go continue to celebrate the Hail Nigeria? Because Africa should never allow a white person be the richest in Africa. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, Africa, a country full of white people, should never be allowed to be the greatest country in Africa. A country full of white people should never be allowed to be the leading country in Africa, because that will take away everything from us. Imagine they dominate us in the world, then they come to Africa and still dominate us. Maybe we don't come be like South Africans who are comfortable with that. We cannot. That's why for me it's a very mighty celebration that Dangote is going further and further up, and none of them is even coming close to him. You understand? As I'm talking to you now, Dangote has officially hit $30 billion line. 30 billion. As the video they sing, 30 BG. 30 billion gang. 30. The video singer, Dangote make am. The video talker with mouth. Maybe he has 30 billion naira. But Dangote, $billion, 30. Oh what? If easy, make another country good one, make we see. So this is coming at a very good point. And at the same time, remember I just said, Dangote will be increasing the output of the Dangote refinery. That refinery will double. Yes, Dangote refinery wants to double production. They are currently at 650,000 barrels per day in the capacity, but they want to take it to 1.4 million barrels per day production capacity. That simply means, let me tell you what it means. It means that Dangote's refinery's output is doubling. The value of the refinery will double. So which means that Dangote's wealth, this 30 billion we are talking about, calm down, wait and see. By the time this refinery produces what they are talking about now, that will be early next year. Dangote will increase again. It will soon reach $40 billion. He will attain that position, and more will keep coming. But one thing I want to urge Africans to really celebrate Dangote, his victory, and celebrate Nigeria. Recognize what Nigeria is doing is because of the way that Dangote is investing his money. Now, how many billionaires in Africa move around other African countries investing as much as Dangote is doing to liberate and help the entire continent grow out of dependency on the Europeans, on Americans, on Chinese. In Nigeria today, in Africa today, there used to be this cement company called Lafarge. Lafarge, I think, is a Asian company. I don't know who owns Lafarge. But do you know that Dangote has managed to close them up? Dangote has ended up Lafarge dominance in Africa. Because today when you go to Zambia, you have Dangote cement factory there. You go to Cameroon, Dangote cement factory is there. Go to Cote d'Ivoire, Dangote cement factory is there. You go to Ghana, Dangote cement factory is there. You go to South Africa, Dangote cement factory is there. Go to Kenya, Dangote is there. So basically, Dangote is doing incredibly well for Africa. Nigeria should not be the only country proud of him or celebrating him. Today, Dangote has decided that he will end the importation of fertilizer into Africa. That's why Dangote, with his money, is building one of the biggest fertilizer plants in Africa, in Ethiopia. Do you know that? Dangote is building one of the biggest fertilizer plants in Africa, in Ethiopia, where Ethiopia and the rest of Africa, that is Africa side, they will forget anything about buying fertilizer from another country. So Dangote will produce it there in their country. And that means that Dangote will help that country grow. We create jobs for citizens in that country. Dangote is the greatest black man that Africa has at the moment. He's the greatest black man in the world. Not even a black American billionaire can compare to this man called Dangote. And Africans are acting as if the man is not that relevant for us. Do you know that Dangote was voted the biggest brand in Africa by African business and African banks? Dangote is the biggest brand in Africa. You know why? Because his brand is all over the continent. So Dangote is bigger than any South African business. We saw South Africans bragging about ShopRite. Oh, we have ShopRite in Nigeria. No, you don't have anything in Nigeria, guys. You don't. The number of investment that Nigerians have outside Nigeria, no other country has it. No other country comes close to doing what Nigerian billionaires are doing. And it's not just Dangote we're talking about here. It's not just Dangote we're talking about here. Ghana is benefiting from this man's money. Cameroon is benefiting from this man's money. Nigerians are benefiting from his money. South Africans are benefiting from his money. The whole Africa is benefiting. This is a man whose refinery has single-handedly liberated Africa from oil dependency, from fuel dependency. And today Africa can smile and boast. Now he wants to make it the best in the world. So I think that Africans and Nigerians in particular need to take our time and look into this Dangote matter and see how we can start organizing ourselves to see how we can be giving him his flowers. He deserves it more than any other person. So it is a significant motivation, a significant push factor to any African hearing this news, especially a black person in Africa. Because South Africans, for example, they don't even know if there's a black person in South Africa that is worth $5 billion US. You understand? And Dangote now is serving as a motivation to all of us. All of us now, we can start thinking that yes, as blacks in Africa, we can actually do something big. We can dominate over the world. We can become the best in the world. We can conquer. We can take control of so many places. We can go out there and conquer the same way Dangote and his Dangote businesses are going out there and conquering. So South Africans, you will need to check your list of billionaires in your country and check again and see if your people are anywhere near 30 billion mark. Because as it stands now, the first and the only African in the history of making money to hit $30 billion is Dangote. Our children will study about him. That's why you see Americans are smart. They send people from Harvard to come and study about him. America send people from their best universities to come and study him, learn things about him. But we Africans, we are sleeping about him. When we celebrate him, when we talk about him, some other Africans, like, they'll be feeling jealous, they'll be feeling like, oh, hyping him is like them losing. No. If Ghana celebrates Dangote, Ghana loses nothing. If South Africa celebrates Dangote, South Africa loses nothing. If all of us Africans celebrate Dangote, all of us lose nothing. It's rather a blessing and it's rather a motivation, and to continue to push and help us to become more successful accomplish more, achieve more, and become more bigger in life. It is what it is. Your boy Jimax on this one again. Do what you're supposed to do. Smash the like button, smash the notification bell. Come back anytime you're free, because baby, where the boss break, they lack for this platform. God bless you all. Cheers.